Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, PA, the man with electric football fingers so quick and nimble they defy the human eye. I present to you the one and only Mr. National and the Mr. National Podcast.
We're live.
Oh. Oh, well. I felt like Mr. Rogers. You know what I mean? Mr. Rogers, the show would come on, Mr. Rogers be doing something, he'd look up and he'd say, "Oh,
hi, kids."
hey, kids." Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank Kit for the introduction. I want to say to my partner in crime, the producer, P-Dub, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, my friend.
This is our first podcast show of 2023, and we are going to make it quick. We're going to make it sweet, and we're going to make it enjoyable. You know what I mean?
Did you see the title? Miss National Podcast 2023, number one.
Number one. Okay. I like that. We're going to bring back the counter. P-Dub is going to make sure the counter is in effect so we can have a better documentation of each show. Well, folks, we're going to jump right back in. We're going to jump right back in like we never left. You know what I mean? It's been a while. We went through the holiday season, P-Dub, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. How was it for you, sir?
It was good. It was good. I had a nice Christmas, of course. Before Christmas, my son moved from Georgia to Michigan. And I went and picked him up, and it had quite an adventure. That was a
adventure. Yeah, you posted that. Like, folks, you could get on the
yeah.
What was that on your personal page? Or was that on the MFCA site?
No, it's my Facebook page.
Yeah, right.
So if you're friends with me on Facebook, you can see, my road trip, because there was the big snowstorm. I don't know how bad you guys got hit with that.
Nothing. We haven't gotten any snow here in Philadelphia yet.
Oh God, man, we got hit so hard, and it was from it was Tennessee all the way down to Tennessee. It was bad.
Oh, Tennessee got snow?
Yeah. I was driving through Tennessee, man. One of that crash I saw was in Tennessee.
Right. They're not used to snow there, P-Dub.
Cincinnati was bad.
Cincinnati, they can handle it.
Yeah.
Buffalo can handle it. They get a lot of snow.
Yeah, Buffalo gets hit every time.
Every time. I would just move.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I made it back in time for Christmas.
Awesome. And
a nice New Year's. Went to Detroit with my date.
Nice. Right.
Yeah.
To your favorite downtown hotel.
Yeah.
Overlooking downtown Detroit. Beautiful area. Yeah. I had the privilege of hanging in that area with P-Dub one year, a couple years ago.
Yeah. It was only about a year. It was opening day of the year, about year and 4 months. I told my wife, I was like, I think we've been coming here for a couple of years now. How many times have we been here? And then we looked back, and it was only last year was the first time we came there. And we stayed.
Was the Detroit Lions game?
Yeah.
The first time you stayed there?
Yeah.
Wow. And you guys liked it so much you've been going back. It's like a holiday tradition now.
Yeah. We liked it. I mean, well, if you go there on a game night, it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
The price of everything doubles at least.
Right.
But
the night the holiday one was regularly priced. Was that expensive or?
Well, I mean, it's still pretty expensive, but we didn't go there for New Year's Eve because the price of it would go up.
Yes.
We went for the night. We left on New Year's Eve.
Got you.
Came home.
Right.
Went to bed early.
Right. That just tells the millions listening and watching our podcast what kind of time Mr. P Double had at the hotel. They were worn out.
That's right.
I'm a P Double said I'm a stallion, you know what I mean? So yeah, Christmas here in Philly was no snow. We didn't have a white Christmas again.
Wow. Wow.
Man, no snow yet. Christmas was just quiet. It was quiet. It got turned up after Christmas because our very own Mr. Smokestack
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah. Had a birthday again this year.
He had another one, right? And he was actually hung around to see it. So 60, how many? 64 years old, I think he is. It was crazy.
Young pup.
Yeah, man. We went to a cigar lounge. We had like a lunch, dinner. Good time. We tried to get a couple other cats to come out, but everybody was tied up. So it was cool. It was just Stack with Nat show back in business. Boom. Smoking cigars, telling stories, and having drinks. So that was a good time with the
nice.
The old fellow.
Was that on the day of oh, okay. It wasn't, because what happened when I went to get my son, I missed the Eagles Cowboys game. I couldn't watch. I was on the road. I couldn't watch
it. I think that was afterwards. So that was around Christmas,
right?
Was
Christmas Eve. That was
Christmas Eve. Yeah. So Stack's birthday, I think, is like the 29th. So he's right before New Year's.
Oh, okay.
I think you probably in the hotel that day or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was celebrating.
You was you wasn't having time to go call or text Smokestack. You was like, no, I'm busy. Put the tag on the door, do not disturb, man at work. You know what I mean? Just we relaxing. So no, me and Stack did that, and then New Year's came and went. Didn't go out, stayed in. I was asleep, Really? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do all my prowling and shenanigans on less publicized days and dates. You know what I mean? I'm like,
you go out on New Year's Eve, you don't know what you're gonna get, man. People are crazy.
Yeah, New Year's Eve, I'm laying low.
I'm attacked with a machete or something.
What you say? Somebody pulled a machete?
You hear about that in New York City?
Hell no.
And whatever, down in where they do the
Dick that's Times Square, the ball
Times
drop.
Square, yes, thank you. Some guy attacked a couple of cops with a machete.
Damn.
They shot his ass.
Right. You a fool. You're bringing a knife to a gunfight. That's, you know what I mean?
Right.
You never do that. Here's a little something here, Peter. Not a machete, but
what's that? Ooh, yeah, that's cool. Tink.
Yeah.
Roger Fisher would appreciate that, right?
Yeah, Roger. That's another thing. Where's Roger Fisher? Did Roger Fisher do his Rose Bowl trip this year?
That's a good question. I don't know. I know he's been laying low for a bit because ever since he had COVID, he got hit pretty hard with it. But that's a good question.
We need to find out. Once he gets in good health, we gotta get Roger Fisher back. That is definitely me and you. That's one of our favorite guys. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
We both agree. Yeah. Like me and P-Dub over the years, we go through the hobby of electric football, and we were like, yeah, I like that guy. I was like, I don't know about that guy. I'm not too fond of that guy.
Sometimes we disagree.
Right.
and then we agree.
But Roger Fisher is like been cool from day one.
Yeah.
And it's not like the stock market or the Dow Jones. It don't go up and down. He's just steady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Solid dude.
He's a solid guy. You know what I mean? So he's
Yeah.
good money. I mean, we got a lot of guys like that. Me and P Dub feel about, but Roger, that trip that he takes out to California is epic. He does the parade. He usually bangs a basketball game in there. He throws a hockey game in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he is Mr. National for that. You know what I mean? He gets the Mr. National seal of approval for that trip every year. So,
I love it.
yeah, love it. So, moving right along with podcast number 1 of 2023. And oh man, look at that. My computer's still on. You hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the computer, guys.
Hey, you better throw that thing out.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'm gonna cut it. Oh, it just went off by itself. Okay. So, all right, that won't be bothering nobody no more. But I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to be here doing the podcast. I'm thrilled that P Double thinks that I'm still relevant enough to have a podcast.
Hey, this is off topic. This is not on the list, but you went to that comedy show. How'd that go? A few weeks ago, remember? You went to see who'd you go? You said you were going to see
I probably didn't make it.
You didn't make it.
No, I can't remember laughing at anybody. I don't think I don't think I
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, forget it. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have to go back, look at some pictures, and see if I saw a comedy show. I missed it. I don't think I made it. I'm kind of because we were supposed to do a show, and I think was supposed to go. I think I know what you're talking about. I did, however, this is off topic, real quick. I got to finally see Black Panther.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, you liked it?
It was sad. They kept flashing back to the actor, Boseman or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, and the people in the on the movie were crying. That's part of being an actor. Be able to cry on call. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I was just thinking, watching the movie, and I was like, man, they probably had no problem. Nobody had problem crying for those scenes, because all you had to do is put his picture up or something like that.
Right.
Think about him, and be like, boom, he ain't here. So, it was a good movie. Good movie. Next on Mr. National's list is Avatar. I want to see that. So,
yeah,
I want to check that out. But getting back to our topics of the Mr. National podcast, Mr. National, of course, he's P Double. The next thing we wanted to talk about is the Bills-Bengals game. Right?
Okay, wait a minute. Are we talking about the game? Are we talking about the injury? Or are we talking about the tweet?
I think we should go into the game maybe first, right? Because the game starts everything else.
Yeah. Let me take this off.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that's a sequence of events.
Yeah. So the Bengals Bills game in Cincinnati, a lot at stake here. A lot at stake,
A lot at stake in the picks for us, by the way, too.
Dude, right. You see that? Our pick, it's stuck. I have a chance to win, and I can't even pay myself because a final determination hasn't been made. So with that game, everybody's talking about so much, and we'll get into that real quick. But another aspect is the gambling aspect that nobody is thinking about.
Right.
A lot of money has been put on that game, and I think it's just all sitting.
Right. So, finally, you could be winning the week. Finally.
I could be in first place of our friend Picks with Friends challenge. I could win first place finally, and I can't even pay. We can't decide because that game is just undone. It's just sitting. So
postponed, right?
and ours is minuscule, P Dub.
Right. Right.
I'm talking about people betting thousands and thousands of dollars, Vegas line.
Vegas line and stuff.
See,
Millions right on
it. Yeah. That's another aspect.
Yeah.
It's to suppose what they determine to do with that game. Will they replay it? Will they call it a tie? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. So the game, the Bengals get the ball and they go right down, score a touchdown. Right?
Okay, I didn't watch it.
Yeah. Buffalo gets the ball, they come down, they get held, they kick a field goal. Then they kick off, and the Bengals are driving again. And they throw a pass to Higgins across the middle like a crossing route. And he runs, and the safety Hamlin comes up to tackle him. He gives him a shoulder into a chest, boom, and they go down to the ground. And Hamlin gets up and then falls down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm watching, they was like, they got a guy down. I'm like, damn, and I'm watching it. I'm like, well, what? I didn't even see what happened. Like, how did he get hurt? Who's down? They were talking about Micah something. I say that Micah, whatever that guy's name is.
Micah Fitzpatrick?
No, not Minka. That's Minka.
Minka.
The guy that used to play for the I think the Packers and the Eagles. Something Micah. I guess he was hurt and somebody was in. They was, the commentators. So I rewinded and I'm like, all right, there's the guy making a tail. I'm like, nothing happened. I was like, it can't be him. And I kept rewinding. And then I let it play. Like the replay shows it. Then when you go back to live TV, they show them stand up and they just fall out. Wow. And immediately, P-Dub, here in Philly, we are all too familiar with that thing with Hank Gathers, the basketball player, Lola Marymount, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He had a heart condition. It was already known.
Yeah.
His minutes had to be monitored. But in a basketball game, he caught an alley-oop, and as he was running back on defense, he collapsed. And never again, he died. And the guy Hamlin, it looks so similar. And I remember texting my buddies, like we in a group text. And I'm like, yo, dude, this dude just fell out like Hank Gathers. Something ain't right. And you could see the players like frantic, and then the training staff came out, and they were kind of frantic, but they were kind of had it under control. I don't know who took the bull by the horns, but they started performing CPR and even got the
the defibrillators.
Yeah, had to shock his heart stopped beating from the hit.
Right. Yeah.
Perfectly timed, place. I guess, boom, hit his chest. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think your body's like a delicate instrument. You know what I mean? Like, like a watch. Or, you know what I mean? You bang it. You know.
Yeah.
It was scary, and I'm watching it, Peter. I'm like, what the? This is crazy. And they're talking about 5 minutes they're gonna give them, and I remember saying, "This game's over."
Really?
Yeah. As soon as it happened, I got text messages to prove it. That me texting my buddies at the time of this thing going, I'm like, dude, this game is over.
Now I'm not disputing that at all, but there's been guys that have been taken out on a stretcher before. Like Utley, the guys with the neck injuries.
Yes, right.
Rozier, I think, from I don't know how to say his name, the Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker.
Yep. I know you're talking about.
And they didn't stop the games for those; they just took them out in an ambulance.
But you know why? You know why? Because they all gave the thumbs up getting rolled off.
Yeah.
The field.
Okay.
They all, They let everybody know I'm okay.
Right.
Utley, he did the thumbs up.
Right.
The linebacker for the Steelers, thumbs up. Everybody, thumbs up. Even Alex Smith with the horrific injury he had, thumbs up.
Yeah, that's true. Gotcha.
Hamlin,
he was out.
Unconscious.
He's still not doing well.
Still not. Yeah, they had to put oxygen up. So for them guys to see that, it never has anybody that I can remember in all my years watching football had to perform CPR on the field.
Right.
Then a defibrillator to shock his heart. So, I mean, that was. I'm even thinking about boxing and contact. Never the CPR. You get easy boxing and UFC. You get guys get knocked out clean. They're laying there, and they come to. This kid did not come to. So all the other this was unprecedented. And another guy texts, who's a huge Bengals fan, Darren Jamani. Jamani, I know you watching this, bro. Did you see what happened? I'm like, this is insane. You know, he was like, wow. He was like, it's scary. And I'm like, dude, this game is over. I don't know what they're gonna do with it, but this game is not going to be played.
Called it, huh?
Yeah, that's it. And I stayed up watching for, and they kept going back to Susie, Shefty, and Booger McFarland, and they were just like zombies in it. They didn't know what this, but they kept going back. It was saying the same thing. We prayed for them. Like Booger said, he was like, man, just put something else on. What guys are talking about, like,
wow.
It was insane. It was. I mean, one of the thing that took me back was his toy drive. P-Dub. He had found a little toy drive thing going. Yeah. His goal was 2,500, and he hadn't reached the goal yet. Since the injury, over $5 million.
Right. Yeah.
That's crazy. Now I just hope everyone. I mean, this is extreme. This whole situation is like off the charts. You know, unprecedented. But I just hope all the fans and everybody keeps the same energy, because every play, every game, every down, those guys are risking that exact same thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, times people, they're spoiled athletes, jocks. You know, they get paid too much. Blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I mean, it's a shame that, I mean, you see the outpouring of affection and sympathy for what happened, but when they come back, keep the same energy, people.
Yeah, well, here's my thing about that is, you know, this is tragic because it's so dramatic. Yeah. But what about all the dudes that played, you know, for years, and then they have the slow burn at the end, man, and they get CTE or, you know, like Junior Seau or somebody like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
There's a lot of that going on. These guys are out there every day putting their bodies and their brains on the line, you know? And so, you know, the same energy should be for all these guys, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, across the board.
Yeah, they're out there entertaining us, you know?
I mean, they do get paid well, but your life is no price for your life.
Plus, my thing is, for every guy that's getting paid like Patrick Mahomes or whatever, there's somebody that's writing the check.
Yes.
Right? What about that guy?
Right.
You know?
Right.
How much is he getting paid?
Right.
He's writing the check, right?
He ain't got to do nothing. He ain't got to be out there dodging 280-pound men running full force.
Paid so much is because it's worth it. Everybody wants that entertainment.
Yes.
It's the most popular sport in America. So I'm with you on that, man, 100%. I've never been one to complain about the guys, you know, even like Antonio Brown, you know, acting like a jerk. That dude's a jerk, you know, or Terrell Owens or whatever. But Antonio Brown got freaking He's lucky to be alive, man. That hit he took years ago.
Dude, that hit he took, right. And I saw a post or something, P Dub, and they said and it went like 4 or 5 of the most vicious something happenings in football happened on that field.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
too.
And it was Antonio Brown. It was Tua with the fencing with the hands.
Yeah.
And it was a couple other hits.
It was the Pittsburgh linebacker, Rozier.
Yup.
And then AB, Antonio Brown, too.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup. Crazy on that field.
That's weird, isn't it?
That is weird. That is weird.
Yeah, I guess so. I really wasn't paying too much attention, but then I thought, before we did this, I thought, okay, I better look up and see what's going on, And that's when I noticed that when I saw that meme that you're talking about.
Yeah. That's cool. P-Dub doing his homework, yo. He's the producer, you know what I mean? He just ain't gonna come and fly by the seat of his pants like I do.
But
gives me like a list of topics and stuff. Like we want to go. I'm like, okay.
But look, here's my thing too. I mean, I played football in high school, and I have Parkinson's, and I think it's probably it could be from that.
Wow. So you didn't have it when you were younger?
No. Wow. They don't know what triggers it.
What triggered it, right?
Right, but I'm certain that didn't help. I mean, I remember
about Muhammad Ali, all those punches and stuff.
Yeah. I saw, so when I was doing my research today, I saw Harry Carson. You remember Harry Carson?
Yeah, Giants linebacker.
Giants, yeah, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He said he went out for freshman football, got hit before the season started, got hit and got a concussion and quit. His freshman year, quit. And then he came back his sophomore year to play. This is high school. And because he didn't like that feeling of quitting, and he said, yeah, and then I was pretty good. And so I kept playing. and then he said, I've just never really felt like I was really built for football. And I'm looking at this dude. I mean, he's old, but he still looks like, a ripped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? You're a freaking Hall of Famer.
Is he in the Hall of Fame, Harry Carson?
Yeah.
I didn't know he made it. Yeah. I mean, you'll do pretty good with Lawrence Taylor and Carl Banks on the outside of you.
Well, that's what he was saying. He was saying I don't really have the mentality for, I'm like, what? You played in the NFL for like 10 years. It's the best of the best.
Yeah.
But he was saying like he wouldn't let his grandson play. Nope.
Wow.
So anyway, but what I was gonna say was, okay, I played in high school. I'm skinny, slow. I'm not hitting. It's just high school kids. I wasn't hitting anybody hard, right?
Right.
I'm not a big giant guy, right? Like these guys in the NFL are. That dude that DJ or Damar Hamlin has like 24-inch biceps. He's freaking a monster. Right. He's just a safety,
Yeah, he's 24 years old with 24-inch biceps.
Yeah. But those guys are hitting like twice. They're in a car accident every play, It's like, but inside their brain, inside their skull, it's just like mine.
Yeah.
So I think about all the damage that's done to me. Imagine if I had gone to college instead of NFL. These poor guys, man, they're getting jacked up. So football's a rough sport, man.
Brutal.
Yeah.
That's what Booger said. We play a violent sport.
Yeah. That's just it.
That's an understatement, right? So, I like all the positive energy and everything, but that takes us into our other thing.
Yeah.
Your boy Skip Bayless.
Yeah. Okay? So let me share this again.
Yeah. Throw it up, P-Dub.
We can get into this.
Hey, we're gonna delve into that. We're gonna dive into that thing right there.
So yeah, I watched a little bit of. I watched him and Shannon Sharp got into it today.
Oh, they're done.
They're
That
done.
show is done. Them two are done. Maybe.
I think so.
I mean, it could be an act, a ploy to get the ratings up. You never know, but
Right.
they seem genuinely irritated with each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Shannon took the other day off, and he said he wasn't happy with the tweet. And
Yeah.
you were one of the first to say, "Hey, the way I'm reading is like he's saying what everybody else thinks." But you know what, Pete? Up, stop trying to be the smartest man in the room, okay? Just text what everybody else is texting and tweeting and saying. Prayers up for Hamlin. Who cares about the game? Now,
Yeah.
when I
No.
seen it, it didn't even matter what he was trying to say. All the other stuff, don't even say it. That's his
Right.
problem.
Here's what
Go ahead, Peter.
I think it came out wrong for what he meant. It came out really, and now looking at it, it looks really bad. I think I took it the way he meant it when I read it the first time. I didn't
Right.
understand what was, but I could see how it could be misconstrued.
Yes.
You look at it and you go, "Dang, what's this dude's problem? This game doesn't mean anything." I think that's what he was trying to say, but it
Well,
came
just
out
say
wrong.
it.
But it
Just
came
say
out
it.
wrong. So I watched his video with him and Shannon Sharp arguing. I know what his problem is. Skip Bayless, his problem is he's an asshole,
Right.
and he won't apologize. All you got to do
And,
is say, "I'm sorry,
and he
man.
won't take it
It came
down.
out wrong. You guys are right. That's all you got to do. Go, hey, it came out wrong. Take the thing down. Say, I apologize. This is what I meant.
Listen,
This is the guy's life is more important than anything." But he won't do that. And when
and
he
he
was
needs to be
watching the
fired.
video to Shannon, he interrupted Shannon, and Shannon was like, "Dude, I can't even get through my monologue about you interrupting me," and blah, blah, blah. And all he had to do was say, "I'm sorry." Go ahead and finish. But he won't say, "I'm sorry," because
No.
he's an asshole. And everybody knows that. He's been that for a long time.
Right. And time is up. He needs to be spanked and served, okay? Kyrie Irving put that link up to that book. Who he had no ill will to Jews or anybody else. He was just like, "Hey, I read this book or checked this video out, and this is pretty interesting." And then his response is what got him in trouble, Peter, because they came to him and they was like, "Yo, bro, that's kind of offensive to so and so. You might want to take that down or pop." No, I ain't taking it down. I ain't apologizing.
Right.
And
Right.
his reaction is what set it off. You know what I mean? Originally he had no ill will to diss anybody, but it was just when they came to him with it. Like you say,
these guys are good. They're so egotistical and insecure.
Well,
You
listen,
can't say.
he came back. He apologized. He did all the stuff.
Oh, you did?
Skip needs to be fired for one, because he's a repeat offender of stupid shit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
So
I think that's what the biggest thing was.
I'm done with him. I mean, like,
Yeah.
don't let this be a double standard thing. Like, he's wrong. You don't even word it the way he worded it. And he got exactly what he wanted. He was trending. He has been trending as much as the person who's still in the hospital in critical condition is.
Right. It's about he should just take it down and apologize.
Right. But no, why would I take it down? It's the number one tweet on Twitter. It's got more.
Here we are talking about it too, right?
I'm almost sick.
Yeah, maybe we should just stop.
We are going to stop. I'm gonna say.
I was the first one to respond and said, I don't understand. I think what he was saying was this and blah blah blah. But I decided that like yesterday.
And I'm like, P-Dub is crazy. Like, what are you looking at? Like, maybe you like, I'm like, P-Dub was like looking at, like, you see it like the Matrix and stuff. Like, you twisting words and stuff.
I looked at the end, and he said it says it's all that
Suddenly seems so irrelevant.
all the football stuff. It seems irrelevant. Is all he was saying.
No doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game, but how? How can you do that? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. Like they don't care now.
No, what he's saying is like all the football stuff,
Right.
the game. They're going to postpone it, the season, the standings, the where people are. All that seems so irrelevant right now because of this dude's life is on the line.
But he's not saying it. Like, he's just saying like it should be irrelevant.
That's how I took it.
Right.
The thing about it is really unclear. I think I'm the exception.
And that was his whole point.
Yeah.
This late, he put up all the reasons why this game is important, and now which suddenly seems so irrelevant. So, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Right, it's unclear.
Don't say it. Trying to be the smartest man in the room, fire him right now. He's done.
Yeah, I think that's a legit thing because he needs to clarify it and just take it down and apologize and say it came out wrong.
Screw
and then if he won't do that, yeah, fire his ass. Or maybe I don't know. So you think that they shouldn't even give him a chance, huh?
No, he's done.
They already did, and he won't. So
he's done. The boss has said he's not taking it down. He's done. I'm firing him. I wouldn't even give him a chance. I'm like, Skip, you know what? ESPN fired you. We picked you up. We're done with you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to work with you. Stephen A. can't work with you. Shannon don't want to work with you. Okay, you're done.
Yeah.
What's our next topic?
Talking about this clown anymore.
Yeah, he's done. I'm tired of talking.
Like I said, since yesterday, I kind of see what you're saying, and when I was researching it, I started to understand what the hubbub is, what the problem with what he did was. So
with him.
Huh?
Next topic, P-Dub.
Yeah, hang on. There we go. Next topic. Oh, we got good topics. Hey, so tell Miracle in the Meadowlands.
Okay.
Did you meet Peyton Manning?
Okay. No. No. Now, funny thing is, I could have met Peyton at his Hall of Fame thing, his Hall of Fame party in Canton, but I didn't make the drive out to Ohio that time to attend the party. Peyton Manning's party. No, was it his party or was it Edger and James' party? I think it was Edger and James when and Peyton Manning was at his party. I think. Did Peyton just go in to the Hall of Fame last year or 2 years ago?
First ballot.
Yeah, he was. It might have been Peyton Manning's. So yeah, it might have been. But yeah, I was invited to Peyton's and to hang out in Edgerins and Drew Pearson. I didn't make the drive, so I missed Peyton there. And for the Miracle in Meadowlands, I didn't meet Peyton and I didn't meet Herm Edwards. Okay. So that's
I love Herm Edwards, by the way.
What's the thing when you kill the end? You like kill all the suspense and right from the start. I forget what they call that. When you just
So tell what happened anyway.
All right, so Peyton's places, Herm and Peyton walk into that garage and they see that stadium and they shoot their scene. Okay, what they talking about and everything. So I get contacted about from the NFL, and they want to know if I could recreate the miracle at the Meadowlands with electric football players.
Right.
And I'm on a like a conference, like a Zoom, almost like how we used to do our podcast back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was Zoom. That was good, Peter, because I already had the Zoom app in my phone. So I was like, it was like, do you have Zoom? I'm like, yeah, I got Zoom.
Yeah, I got it. I got you, man.
Yeah, I got Zoom. so we was on a Zoom and they was like, well, can you do it? And I was like, yeah. I was like, but it wouldn't be, I said, it's not going to be a whole continuous type of play. It would be, the snap, him spinning, and then we would freeze it, and then we go to the ball pickup, and then we go to guys running to like that. And I'm talking with the producers and a couple camera guys, and the cameraman is like, well, that's perfect because I forget the lingo they were using because we could set this and that. I was like, all right. So I said, yeah, we could do it. So they was like, thanks, we won't get in touch with you. So then I get another call, and the guy's like, well, Corey, can you do like a quick video, like a little, like a mon, like, a sample of what we could expect? So I went up to the pub, Daly's Pub, and the guys were up there playing NFL games. And I had Kenny King help me out. And I just set up a play. I said, Kenny, I want you to record this on my phone. So I just recorded. It wasn't the teams. It wasn't the Eagles and the Giants. It was, the Chargers. It was basically his offense and his defense. So I just set up something, lined up something, and just showed the guys. I was like, guy spins around, reverse pivot Pasargic. The ball is down, start up. Here's Herm. He would pick it up, runs into the end zone.
Right.
And then I sent that on like I think WhatsApp something like that, some kind of video app they told me to get, and I sent it to them. They get back, they're like, man, that's great. We can't believe that's going to be awesome. We got to start the team. So I'm like, okay. So they was like, do you have like a guy like picking up the ball and a guy spiking the ball? I'm like, yeah, I can get all that. So I got in contact with Kenny with Next Level Figures, Next Level.
Mm-hmm.
Showed Kenny the pictures of what I would need. Then the painting came in, and I got Manny Hall. Manny painted them.
Yeah.
Yep, I sent them to Manny. I took them to him. I said, man, I need these. Here's the roster. I need this. Boom, boom, boom. And then I went up to NFL Films for the shooting. And then, and I was up there all day, literally almost 8 hours.
Really?
Yes. Just constant filming and filming. We did the play like from 12 different angles, at least 50 times.
Really?
And so it was done in parts. So the part that you see, them being around the stadium, they knew the stadium, they was looking down. So they had me on the ground, and I was actually on my knees running the play. So they wanted to like superimpose the board after the fact, and then they put it kind of like superficial into that big stadium. That stadium wasn't an electric football stadium. It was just a stadium with a piece of cardboard at the bottom with a football field on it.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't no electric football. I wasn't there with them. I did my part at the NFL Film Studio.
Okay.
And they did their part out there at that guy's house who built that stadium.
I got you. All right.
Done different. So they knew all the points. They had a board up. They had a board of all the shots they needed and what they needed to do, and we had to hit all those spots.
Oh, so you got a little peek behind the showbiz.
Yeah, like thousands and thousands, like $10,000 cameras was used to like shoot this stuff. It was just crazy, like the camera work.
Yeah,
I tell you what. And then the overhead thing, it was so hot. The lights beaming down on the thing, started warping the bases.
Oh no!
Like I had guys that were running 100 yards down the middle by the like 2 hours in, they couldn't go 5 yards without like falling over. And I'm like,
right.
it's like
Wow.
it's too hot. Corey says it's too hot. Like I like gotta cut the lights. Like all these big time execs, I was like bossing them around.
Yeah, that's awesome because you're the expert on it, you know.
I was my title was game master. That was my title. I was game master. They was like whatever Corey needs. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it went pretty good. So the thing was, I talked to the head guy behind Peyton's Places, and like he's like a big time with the company. And it was here's one that's pretty eerie. He was like, could you do what about the Immaculate Reception? Could you do that? I said, yeah, that's probably easier than this one. Because they knew that was coming up. And it's just like I would have got to meet Franco with this one, but
right.
He passed and we never really got into doing the production of it. So
right.
The guy who was behind the whole thing, who had the idea of using Electric Football Man, he was really impressed with the figures.
Yeah.
Everybody's impressed with the figures, the paint jobs, and how the men in general ran around, because all of them was like, I remember this, a lot of younger guys, but some of those, I remember, but I could never get my guys to do that, do that. Right. So they had a big kick out of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Eventually they said they want to come by the pub and just see how the games are played. So
yeah,
I said, let me know. I'll set it up. And in the future, you might see me do a couple more plays.
Yeah,
I didn't really want to tell nobody. I didn't even tell you. I wanted to tell you, but I was just like, in case it don't happen.
Right.
I just want to make sure that it happens.
Yeah.
And then and then it came out pretty good. It wasn't too bad. So
amazing. I'll put a link.
I'll
put a link to it in the.
Yeah, I don't know if they can see it. If you gotta wait, because you gotta have usually Hulu or ESPN Plus. But if you could put a link to it, that'd be great. I'll put some of the pictures up.
Oh yeah,
I do have a lot of the backstage pictures in.
Okay, yeah.
And then I took a tour of NFL Films. I went in Steve Sable's office where he.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I was all over the place. God. I went into the vault, dude. That was awesome.
Really?
The vault where all the story, where the reels was at.
The reels,
and then they went from like the 60s or wherever they started, all the way up to like a point where like 2000 and maybe 17, and then stopped. So I was like, what happened then? He was like, from there we went digital. Everything's digital, stored somewhere else. But it was in this, and when you walked in there, it was really cold because they said they got to keep it air. It was like in a vault. They had to get a guy. My guy who was giving me the tour couldn't even get in there. He had to call another guy. He's like, hey, we want to take Corey into the vault. And then I went in I went in New York, right? Yeah, it was all over the place.
It was in New York, right?
No, it's in Jersey. It's closer to New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, say from the pub. That place is about 35 minutes from the pub.
Oh, really? Oh,
okay. Yeah, NFL Films is right over in Jersey. It's
I didn't know. I thought it was in New York for some reason.
Nah, yeah. PW, you come to Philly.
Yeah. Oh,
I'll take you over there. I'll call my connect and I'll say, look, I got a guy that want to come in and maybe they can do it. Yeah. It was funny because I had to go through all these background. Oh man, that thing did it again. I thought I cut it off. I had to go through background check. I had to make sure I was vaccinated. Oh, it was crazy.
Oh, you had to get vaccinated, huh?
No, I was already vaxxed. I was vaxxed, but they wanted me to be. If I wasn't vaccinated, I would have had to get vaxxed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so Yeah, great experience.
That's awesome.
You know, Mr. National is still keeping electric football going, you know, behind the scenes. And also did the Maryland Lottery
Right.
gig too. That too. So
Yeah. Wow.
that was more consultation more so than hands on. But yeah. So big shout out to Kenny King and big shout out to Manny Hall for the figures
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
paint
I
job.
mean, those two guys, like Manny's one of the two best figure painters in the whole, all
Oh,
of electric
awesome. He
football.
did those people were so
Everybody in
fascinated.
electric football knows Manny Hall. I mean, it's one of the
Yeah.
first.
And he rushed it. He was like, "Man, I wish I would have knew. I would have took my time." So, I mean, he wants me to do. I was throwing out the Tony Dorsett 99-yard run. I want to do that
Oh
one
yeah, yeah,
for
yeah. That'd be
electric
great.
football. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. How
So,
many takes would you have to do on that? Because you got to get them to go.
oh yeah, I got to get tweakers. I might got to
right.
talk to. I might got to talk
Jamie.
to the whole. I got to talk to Jamie Harris. I got to
Yeah.
get some tweak. I'm not tweaking them bases. You know what I mean?
right. You got to get a
Right.
professional for that.
Yeah, I gotta get the specialist right. I had my tweak pliers. You should saw me. I took my bag of tweak. I took my backpack. I had my tweak magazines in there and pliers and stuff. So
Oh, cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they was fascinated. They thumbed through it real quick and they was like, "All right, let's get to work." So all right,
wow.
next topic: more electric football. Big news: Doug Tudor Games coming to the tri-state area. Tri-state area is Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware. To the games. I don't know how it happened, but Dogfish Brewery,
Dogfish Head Brewery.
Dogfish Head. I'm sorry, Dogfish Head, which is and their symbol, their logo is a dogfish shark. That's why everybody say it's a dog. Why is it a shark? But it's a dogfish.
I know, right?
That's a shark. That's a breed of a shark.
A
It's
dogfish.
Dogfish shark.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So that's why they use the shark. So they contacted. They have a big brewery in Milton, Delaware, and they are the sponsors. They're going to put up, the facility. They are going to do the PR work. They're going to do everything. They're going to have everything there, and Doug is just coming in with his boards, and we never had a free tournament. Miggle used to have free tournament
Oh, really?
back in the day, the Miggle convention. So this is in line with that. So, and Doug, a lot of people we grew up in this hobby with those Miggle conventions. I mean, that's how a lot of people put faces to the names on the chat boards and stuff and got to see each other, actually see each other at the Miggle convention. So when Doug, and I talked to Doug a few times, he's just not into that. That's,
right.
He understands it, but that's not his forte. So
right. I know, Landsman and Miggle, they were more the social center.
Yes.
Of the community.
Yes.
Where Tudor Games now is just more or less.
Rest in peace, Michael Landsman.
But Tudor Games is just more, the product, putting the product out there.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. The Miggle was nosediving. The Landsmans weren't getting any younger, and they sold it, and Doug bought it, and he got it turned around. He got the NFL licensing back.
Right. That was a big part of it.
He changed the packaging. He changed a lot of stuff. The way the boards were made.
Yeah.
He jumped in.
The recent developments with the boards, I think, are great actually, because you can
awesome. The board that we used for the Peyton's place was a Miggle, was a Tudor Games board. Those are the same boards that were going to be used in the tournament the weekend before the NFL Super Bowl. And so Doug is not that into the convention thing. He got hooked up with Kent. Kent gets his big shot. Toe Pro Football.
Right.
So that's another thing. Doug, he's not really into it like that part of it. So you get a guy like Kent who's chomping at the bit to get his system out to the masses.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying this is the masses. This is something, hopefully it's bigger than what we would expect because it's tutor only, P Dub.
Right.
It's Doug's show. It's his tutor show, so he wants
Right.
his figures, his bases. A lot of people is at the 4.0, they with the ITZ bases, bada, bada, bada.
Right.
It's not that. So hopefully, they're not turned off and they can come. I know Cello out on the West Coast has the Fault Line TOC event the same weekend.
Oh, okay.
It's just a bad coincidence that both.
Right.
I mean, it's the only date. So,
I watched a short video that Kit did with Rafiq recently, where they were scrimmaging using ToePro rules, and it was pretty cool, man.
Right.
I really enjoyed watching it. I think one of the big things that people don't, or that I notice about it is like because you don't have defensive pivots.
Right.
You set up your players. Offense makes 2 pivots, and you go. The flow of the game is faster.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can get more plays in. It's just, but you've heard Kit say all that stuff. So
well, here's the thing. Kit will have to adjust a few things for tournament in the flow of the tournament. Not just the game.
Right.
Depending on how many people decide to show up and play.
Right.
Me, for one, I'm playing. Usually I don't play in these tournaments. I think I'm coming to play. I'm going to have a 49er team. I'm going to base up. And,
nice.
I'm going to play. It's about an hour and 40 minutes from Philadelphia. It's close to Rehoboth Beach area.
Okay.
So, some people are more familiar with Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, than they are with Milton, Delaware. But it's a good thing because, like I say, Tudor is getting into the convention thing. He has a sponsor. We never had a sponsor do a tournament for us. And Doug can be hands off because Kit is going to take this thing and run with it. You know what I mean? He's been posting up every day. We meant to get him on the show today, but me and Peter got things to do, and we know Kit would do an hour just on ToePro. Ain't that football?
Speaking of which, we're at 58 minutes, bro.
Yeah, we done. We are done. Listen, so everybody, please try to support this tutor thing. Maybe we can get them to do more. Obviously, if you're TOC and you're heading out to the West Coast, do that. Okay. Cello is a great guy. The Fault Line, that's definitely on my radar. I want to hit that probably the following year. Get out there and attend that. But if you're not going to TOC and you wasn't planning on going to the Fault Line, come on out to Delaware. It should be interesting.
Yeah, a lot of the Baltimore.
Those guys, the Harrisburg guys, some of the Philly guys, some of the Jersey guys. So it should be good.
That's
be good, P Dub. So
cool.
I know you got things to do. I got things to do. That's a podcast, man. That's the first one of 2023. I think we did good. I feel great about it. Usually, P Dub, I say, how was it? You know what I mean? You're a dude, and you just got the draws. You know what I mean? You don't go over to the girl and say, "Oh, how was it?" You're supposed to know it was good.
Right.
Yeah. So note the guys out there.
That's for 2023 now.
Yeah, don't ask.
I did it like that's how I do it.
That's how I do it.
I did it like I do.
When I step in the booth, I'm ready to go. You know what I mean?
Let's get it. 2023.
All right, so Kit, take us out of here on the outro. Peter, peace.
Have a good one, man.